depressed because we're ungrateful. And we have so much to be grateful for. You know, one ayah that I know all of you are familiar with is repeated in Surah Al-Rahman. It says, فَبِأَيِّ آلَاءِ رَبِّكُمَا تُكَذِّبَانِ. Then which of the favors of your Lord will you deny? And as I have stated before, but I'll do it again because it fits right into this conversation, the work that I'm involved in now, I don't know, I hate to call it work because to me it's an outing. I have fun. Getting out, I like driving. You all know that how I used to drive up from Arkansas. Driving is nothing, and I like people. And then when people see my name and they want to ask me about that name, and they give me a chance to teach them a little bit on that, because they'll hear that, how do you pronounce it? Agent? I said, well, I am Agent. I'm 78 years old, so I'm Agent. But that's not how you pronounce my name. And then we have a little fun and go on. But every ride that I pick up, formally, you know how you say, well, I'm grateful. No, I formally declare my gratitude. I mean, I don't just say, I say, before I touch it, when the screen, Brother Akbar, he knows how the screen flashes. And I got my finger, now you ain't got no long, was it 2 seconds, I think. But before I touch it, Alhamdulillah, and then I hit it, you know. And if they cancel, I say, Alhamdulillah, that ride wasn't for me anyway. Yes. And so this period, this last year, has given me an opportunity to view how before I was not as formal in my gratitude. I was always grateful, but I wasn't. This experience gives me an opportunity to be formal in it, to actually say it out loud. Nobody in the car anyway. Alhamdulillah. And sometimes when I get another ride, somebody else is it, and somebody else is in the car, and I let them know. Thank God. And they say, that's my next ride. They don't know where that's my next ride. That's how you came up too. You know? Yes. So, and this has benefited me so much that I wanted to share it with you. Now I want to mention the translation for more emphasis. And this is not a long presentation. It says, وَإِذْ تَعَذَّنَا. وَإِذْ is and remember. All right, it's coming from the word Zachariah, which means to remember. Zachariah is weak word. But this is not directly in Zechariah, but it's related to it. That's the point I'm making. So it's actually it's really more to when than remember, but he translates it here and remember. All right. Ta'azzana. And that's what he look how many words he used. I wrote my notes in red so I make sure that in this words ta'azzana, one word ta'azzana, he says cause to be declared, and then he puts in parentheses publicly. Cause to be, in other words, your Lord did what? Cause to be declared publicly. But do you know how simple that word is when you relate it to what you know already? What do we do when we're ready to say prayer? What's the first thing we do after we make wudu and everything there? Adhan. That's what ta'azzana is coming from the word adhan. Ta'azzana. He makes it public, and the adhan is it made secretly? No. So that's why he put the public in. I mean, it's out loud. Allah want this to be broadcast. He wants you to know. And then the word adhan comes from the word adhanat, which means to authorize. All right, to authorize. In other words, we give the announcement for the time of prayer at an authorized time. It's for the ear. Udhun comes from that word also. Udhun comes, but it is also an authorized announcement. So Allah, So Allah has made this public, announced or authorized that if you are, it says, Lain shakartum. Shakaratum. Tum is you, plural. And shakara. We have to watch that word because it's so close. If you switch one letter around, it will be something else. shakara and shirk. But all you're doing is switching the ka and the ra, and you have a whole different word. So when you're looking at it, be careful that you know which one it is. All right. If the ka comes before the ra, then that's gratitude. But they have the same letters, just switching one letter around. And shirk is where you're sharing partners. All right. So they look a lot alike, especially when you're new to the language. But so Shaka, your brother, Shaka, all right? Coming from the same word, means to be grateful, all right? All right. So he says, if you're grateful, he will give you more. Now, I meant to do this, but it just slipped my mind. And I can't say I didn't have time, it slipped my mind. I meant to Google, because you don't have to do a lot of book research. I meant to Google the same concept as in the Bible. And it goes something like this: says, if you're grateful, I will give you more. I believe that's the way it said. No. I know how it goes. It says, be thou faithful over a few things, and I'll make you ruler over many. I know that's one way it said. And I think it says, if you're grateful, I will give you more also. But the Quran and the Bible both have this concept there. So the solution to our depression, which is a little crazy, or if you're chronically depressed, you're real crazy, is to start being grateful and pour it on. You can't be too great. You can't be. Why? We don't even have enough knowledge or capacity to show too much gratitude for all that Allah has given us. So try being. I'm going to relate this to something physical now. A couple of weeks ago, since last first Sunday, I was getting clogged up with mucus. I was cold. And Allah blessed me to remember, hey, you've been trying to keep out there on the road with Uber, and you haven't been drinking enough water, because that way you won't have to stop. And I poured the water on, and it's gone. I poured. And you know what? I don't have to stop hardly anymore. But you could it was just something I had got. It didn't happen all at once. And I was just clogged up at night. I would I'd have to get up and just try to clear my throat, And Allah blessed me with the thought from my own understanding, because I know this about, a little something about taking care of the body. And I remembered that things happen when you are not drinking enough water that might seem to the contrary. For instance, do you know that when you drink, when your body is getting dehydrated, that your eyes run water? Now, it seems like it would hold on, but and that's one thing that lets you know, hey, you need some water. And there's my witness over to let you know, brother Jawad. He knows I had been sick. Because he's working on my house. I wish y'all should come by and I should do a commercial. Just come by and see that man is doing some work there. I'm telling you too. White folks don't know how to work like that. I feel like when he finished, I feel like picking my house up, walking down the street, and showing it to folks. He's doing some good. Guy across the street asking him to work on his too. Yes, but I saw him walk in, so I just wanted to share that with him. So he knows I had been sick. I never did tell you what the solution was though. I started drinking it, and I drink the right water in the first one. I drink alkaline water, but I had just back up like, well, I ain't gonna drink no water right now, and just got worse and worse. And next thing you know, oh, by the way, I really need a good drink of water right now. You know how I know? My nose is running. Yeah, and that's something, water, eyes water, nose run, and all that's a sign of dehydration. All right? Yeah. So you got a chance to see me doctoring on myself.
We appreciate you, bro. Thank you.
All right. Well, so gratitude is really what we should come up short on. We all do. We cannot, when I say all, I mean me too. Even when I'm saying alhamdulillah, I still need to be more grateful. And when you start employing this in your life, then you're going to see, oh man, how could I have not been expressing my gratitude more than I have? Because you start thinking about, look where that came from. Allah did that for me. Allah did that for me. I could tell you something about Uber rides that had just, like I missed the ride I told you I missed. And when because they cancel on you, if they cancel after a couple of minutes, I don't know exactly what it is, then they have to pay a cancellation fee. But you can also hit that ride and see where they were going. And when I look, so in the evenings, after I quit, I look and see where that cancellation was going, and then look and see where the next ride took me, right till boom. I mean, take me something that if I'm ready to go home, or take me something that's bringing me right home, all kinds of things. And that just makes me more and more grateful. So I just wanted to share that with you. And then it goes on and says, then he translates it, but if you show ingratitude, and what he's translating here as ingratitude, he's not using say la shakaratun, which means not to be grateful. The word here that he's translating for ingratitude is kafaratun. That's a calf, and that's right, covering up.
That's true.
Yeah, covering up. So you understand exactly what's happening. Yeah. When you don't show gratitude, you are covering up.
And you become a victim of your own.
Of your own. That's exactly. You see, so that's the reason why it's important to know what the Arabic is, because sometimes the translation will leave you love to ingratitude, gratitude and ingratitude. This ingratitude, Allah says, is kafaratun. It is, which is kafir, which is kafirun. You know all those words that we use. Those who cover up. You're covering up that which you should be grateful for. Yeah. So those are the two main comments that I wanted to make. And of course, it is important that if you want to get a better understanding of this, even before you learn to read the Arabic, read the English also. Read those 6 ayats before, where Allah is relating the history of Moses, which is our history also. Where he says in this sixth verse just before, where he says, and when Moses said to his people, remember Allah's favor unto you. He saved you from the people of Pharaoh, who set you hard tasks and punishments, slaughtered your sons and let your women folk live. Now that's the translation. But do you know Allah made say, now you get that ain't gonna work. I want you to see plainly what this is. So while he translates slaughtered your sons, first of all, even in English it should say something, slaughtered your sons and let your women folk live. Why didn't it say slaughtered your sons and let your girls live? Sons or daughters, or let your slaughter your son. No, it says women folk. Yeah. Because the Arabic word there is related to masculinity, a masculine capability also. It has nothing to do with gender. And the word for slaughtered your sons is abna'akum. I'm sorry, yuzabbihuna abna'akum is your sons. But slaughtered is zabbihuna. Yuzabbihuna abna'akum, slaughtered your sons. Wastahfuna nisa'akum, and gave life. Stahyuna is come from hay. Gave life to your. It's not really referring to gender. The word nisa'akum has to do with neglect. Remember this is the surah? Nisa? What's in that surah? Condemning the people for mistreatment of the women and children. And also, Imam Mohammed said the word is related to another word, nasa, which means to forget. Forgot the women. They kept that alive, and that's in us also. We have forgotten how Allah has saved us from this yuzabbihuna abnaakum, by the way, does mean sons, but it also means building blocks. That's where son is come from, banah. Banah, you know, men, you see that a lot of times, say, John Smith and Sons. Meaning, I'm building this company for my sons. This is my building blocks. So sons, in this particular text, is referring to building blocks. So it's saying that he slaughtered, Yuzet-bihu. Now, who knows what that word Yuzet-bihu that comes from? Yuzet-bihu. Yuzet-bihu. Anybody? Zabiha.
Yeah.
Zabiha. Meaning, slaughter, qatala is to kill also. But he didn't use the word qatala. He said, Yuzet-bihuna, they systematic, because zabiha is systematic. You don't just go out there and pull your gun out and shoot the animal. That's not zabiha. That's killing or slaughter. Zabiha requires certain procedures, right? We first of all, we're supposed to try to keep the animal from knowing he's getting ready to get killed, all right? You think they haven't kept us? We don't know we're being slaughtered every day. It's so smooth. You see? Yeah, so it's a smooth slaughter and systematic. Systematic, not just pulling out a weapon and cutting throats or shooting. No, it's done in a systematic way. And yes, sir.
There's one thing we always love to get candy on Halloween.
Mm-hmm.
I had a big old box of candy at my front door. Not one child rang the doorbell. That's horrible, man. There used to be hundreds of kids all in the streets and everywhere. Where the African American kids? Candy. Everybody loves opportunity to get candy. Mm-hmm. And I live in a safe neighborhood. The police told me there ain't no crime. The police said, well, you better check again. Ain't nobody mess with your door, because usually it's because somebody left the alarm on or something. Mm. And so I went and looked back and I said, yeah, and I traced it down. Yeah, it was some damage to my door, but it was the fault of the construction of it, not the, yeah. But no children rang the doorbell, and that still blows my mind. I said, either it's prejudice against Muslim, or because I'm a Muslim, or the children are lazy, they got too much candy at home. I'm like, what kids at? I'm one. I turn the lights out at 9. Yep.
Well, I don't know the explanation on that one in me.
I don't think there's too many families raising children.
But that's okay. That's a good one there. But another one.
My mother don't have time to walk them kids, and it's not safe in the street.
Right. Another one on there which I think yours probably makes more sense. Mm-hmm. But my brother-in-law, June's brother, he had a little store down in Forest City, and so when his little like cookies and stuff, if they get too old, he would give them to kids. And so this one little boy came down there one day, and I don't know what to say. You got any Suzuki? I don't know whether it's Suzuki or not. He said, no, but I got that. No. Now he coming to get something free. No, when you get some Suzuki, call me. I live in that house right down there. So maybe they want you to bring the candy to them. That's
You know what? I don't give up. I devised a plan. I said, last year I told my children we're going to alternate. Last year I took them to the houses that I thought had candies, because I took them out for candy. So I said, this year we're going to stay in and we're going to give out candy. So I got a strategy. I got a light I'm going to plug on in front of my house. So when they come down the street, my neighbors on my block, I hate to say this, but it's the truth. I know they intentionally turn their lights out on the block. So I'm the only person with a light on. So they got to think, do I want to walk down there for that one house, or do I want to go this way for all the lights on? I see what they turn out the lights because they got this little thing with me. But that's one thing that make you grateful. When you got an idea, you think people out to get you, and you're always thinking, and then when something good happens, you be like, whoa, this is Allah's with me, Allah's a blessing. When you know everybody got it in for you. So I'm grateful all the time. So I'm to the point of paranoia. Like something bad about to happen in 5, 4, 3, and something bad usually happens. Well,
when something difficult does come, what the Muslims say? Inna lillahi wa inna ilayhi raji'un. Or another way of saying this is Inna Allah ala kulli shay'in qadir. Surely Allah has power over everything. Everything.
and you don't give up. That's what
Someone said to me recently about somebody witnessing something. Did you witness it? I said, Inna Allah ala kulli shay'in shaheed. Surely Allah is witness over everything. Allah is witness over everything. But those are the comments that I wanted to make to you. Remember that when it says cause to be declared publicly, that's related to adhan. All right, that's what it's saying, that Allah made it as public as the adhan, made it as authentic, as authorized as the adhan. And when it says ingratitude, it's kafaratun, which is kafir, which is covering up. Kafara means to cover up. People think that kafirs are unbelievers. No, that's a whole different thing.
And do you remember when our community used to do that more, especially the sisters? You will always hear them shouting, "Oh, Allahu Akbar, praise, all praises do the." Right. We said it, but they make you ashamed now.
Yes, right. People don't want to. But I make my declaration even with the riders in the car. If I got a new ride, I don't want to confuse them. I don't say alhamdulillah. If there's nobody in there, I say alhamdulillah. So thank God, and hit it. Lord, let me tell you this before, because I had a couple of riders that were cheering for me. I'm serious. I told them I don't know what I'll tell y'all is y'all might share with all of the Uber drivers. No, I'm just kidding. I ain't nothing. I have a little trick that I use when I go to the airport, and it works most of the time. When I'm pulling up, say like I'm going to O'Hare, you got 3 terminals, 1, 2, and 3. If they go into terminal 3, then I'll turn it off at terminal 1. They go into terminal 2, I turn it off just before I get to terminal 1. If they go into terminal 1, and when I mean I close their trip out. And by the time, and I tell them what to do. I say, I'm giving you a little discount here because, and many times before they get out the car, and they go, "Oh, you got one." I say, "Yeah, it worked that time." Yeah. So, but it works for me. That's a big savings if you don't have to go down and wait in the staging area. That's a big savings. But gratitude is something that I just wanted to share with you today to help our situation. Because so many people are suffering from depression. They're just depressed. And depression is when you feel, for lack of a better, unenergetic. You don't feel like doing it because you think that the whole world is just against you. And the world is never against you. Also remember this. I woke up one morning. No, it was in the middle of the night because it wasn't time to get up yet. And I knew I was paraphrasing something. You heard the old friend say the old song. They had a song out one time said, "Too legit to quit." Well, that's what I was saying, but I wasn't saying that. But this was in my sleep. I was saying, "Ain't no quitting in winning. Ain't no quitting in winning." But I'm winning, and you're always winning. As long as you are alive, you're always winning, and you are a winner just by being here. We talked about that one time, about the spermatozoa and how many sperm, they say millions of sperm, and only one maiden, unless you, what kind of twin?
Twin or...
No, where you don't look alike. Paternal twin. The paternal twins. Because if you're identical, y'all came from the same sperm.